This has only exacerbated complaints against the BBC after they did not include Reform UK leader Nigel Farage in Question Time Ieaders' special episode. The BBC finds itself embroiled in another row as viewers complain about bias in the Question Time Ieaders special on Thursday night. The programme quickly attracted a lot of Ofcom complaints as viewers slammed the audience for being woke liberals biased against Rishi Sunak. Furious viewers accused the special episode of being skewed to left-wing bias, making it difficult for Sunak to win over an audience of lefty liberals. A person said, "The Question Time audience must have been bussed in specially from Labour Central. The bias is shocking. I knew there was a reason that I hadn't watched it in years." Another added, that Leader's debate on the BBC was so skewed to left-wing bias you just knew that Sunak would not get an easy ride. Not that he should, but the lefty liberals always get a much softer interrogation and appreciative audience. The episode was for the leaders of the four main parties in the UK, the Tories, Labour, the Lib Dems, and the SNP. There will be another episode on June 28 featuring the Green Party and Reform UK. Presenter Fiona Bruce also received criticism for constantly interrupting the four leaders, Sunak, Keir Starmer, Ed Davey, John Swinney, and being hostile towards the Prime Minister. A viewer complained, "A stacked deck of woke liberal audience. Rishi actually held up well considering the hostile audience and hostile Fiona Bruce." The BBC bias was out in force. Bruce maintained that audience members were selected to represent the many different political beliefs held across the UK as she opened the episode. She said, "Leaders will stand here and answer questions from our audience, which as always reflects the range of political sentiment across the whole country." However, she came under heavy fire from angry viewers who called her shameful and called for Ofcom to investigate the BBC bias. One person raged, "BBC bias continues. Bruce can't resist interrupting Sunak's answers following the absolute right of audience members to put questions before he gives an answer. Shameful by Bruce regardless if you like his responses or not," Ofcom complained going in. Sunak went on to be heckled by an audience member for suggesting he could withdraw the UK from the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR. This has only exacerbated complaints against the BBC after they did not include Reform UK leader Nigel Farage in the episode, instead inviting him on a separate Question Time episode alongside the Green Party next week. Another wrote, "No Farage, the second most popular party according to polls. The spineless BBC and on an England game night.